Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today, I want to do something a little bit different because I want to talk about something that's been on a trend lately, and it's about like these new cameras, right? Coming out with like 4K, 6K, 8K, and even 12K. Can you imagine that? 12K. Like, who needs that amount of resolution, right? And that's the question I want to talk about today. Well, we're going to be talking about resolution and what it really means for you and for me as a filmmaker. I just want to say this video is not meant to be for those people who worked in the industry for like 10 years or 20 years already. This video is meant to help, well, you and me, people who are just starting out their journey as a filmmaker or as a creative, right? And I want to focus on today's topic, resolution. To put it simply, resolution is the amount of pixels that you have recording horizontally and vertically in the picture or in the video. You know those big TVs back in the day, those box TVs, well, they output a standard definition resolution, which is what we call 480p by now. And then after that, flat screen TVs were introduced, or they improved on the resolution and made it high definition and even full HD. Well, if you look at this now in this current state, now 4K TVs are becoming a thing, and actually it's very affordable, right? And so you have, well, this range of resolution that kind of like sits well in what we have today. It varies on different amount of pixels for each definition or each resolution. Let's just say in very layman terms, resolution is like megapixels for the camera. I'm sure everyone has heard of megapixels before. When you shop for a camera or even buying a phone, they tell you like how many megapixels that camera should have. The more the megapixels, the higher the resolution it is. So what can you do with more resolution? Well, let's just put it for instance here, right? I'm shooting on 4K, and that is 4 times the size of Full HD. So what I can do right now is like I can stretch the video, and the video still retains the same quality that Full HD produces. So what does that mean? It means that I can do this. I can crop here. Oh, I can crop here. Oh, I can crop here and even here. So that means like I have 4 more angles to play around in the video. And that's very important if you're an editor that really needs this sort of feature per se, because an editor probably needs more than one angle to work with, and some clients or some people need more shots in the frame, so you can just switch around depending on which angle do you want. And you can actually even do this. You can zoom in from here, and you can like go here and have like a panning shot, or even like stretching it like this and actually zooming out or actually zooming in back again. That's the amount of flexibility that you can have as an editor. And even for motion graphics editors, like the users After Effects, the more resolution that the camera can record, the better it is, because you need that amount of pixels to kind of like stretch it in, zoom it in, and track that amount of pixels. These are the kind of features that, you know, people in the industry really need. But what does it really mean for you, someone who's just starting out? I mean, back then I used cameras that were just shot in Full HD or even HD, and those cameras, while revolutionary back in the day, right, it's kind of obsolete now. And this is the kind of purchasing decision right now, that whether you really need it or not. Well, here are the cons for resolution, for more resolution. Wait, you just said the more the higher the resolution, the better it is, right? So why is that a con? Well, let's just put it this way. If I'm shooting on 4K, that means that's 4 times the size of Full HD, and that means that, well, that it is 4 times bigger. The file size is also 4 times bigger, right? And when you work with higher or bigger file sizes, it means that you need bigger memory cards, you need bigger storage spaces for all the video that you need to store in for your computer, for your editing, or for even for backup. That's just a lot of money to put in. Like, yes, it's good to have 4K, but it's also very troublesome for you to get more stuff and invest on more things to actually work on 4K. When you have things that are much bigger, it means it's gonna slow down your workflow. It's not just that your PC might not be able to handle 4K. I mean, if you're working on 4 times the size, which means your computer's gotta push a little bit more to actually work on 4K, whereas Full HD is a breeze. And that's something for you to take note, because it's gonna affect your workflow. It's gonna affect how you are, even as a filmmaker. You gotta decide whether do you actually need it or not, and can you work around the limitations around that. If it's not 4K, then can you work with Full HD, and can you compromise with those limitations that brings about? You have to ask yourself, do you actually need it or not? Resolution to what a lot of people actually tell you that is important to have more resolution. Yeah, it is, but that's not the only thing that you should be taking note of. It's also something else. But that's something I want to talk about next time. And this is where I lay everything for you. Like I said before, a camera is just a tool to get the shot. Sometimes you just need to shoot in 4K in order to get the job done. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to shoot in 4K all the time. Well, we are creatives and we can do whatever we want, and we can work around those limitations that we have, because it doesn't define who you are. Your idea and your mind defines who you are as a creative. We have come to an end to this episode, and I just want to say, hit the like and subscribe, because I want to be able to do more of this, and I want to share to everyone about this, to you guys. And let me know what you want to watch next, and keep shooting. That's all. Ciao.